Hi, it's Grandma Roseanne, and welcome once again to the beginner series. Now, I am loving this series so much, you guys, and I'm getting such good response on it. And I think it's really an important series because it just teaches you the fundamentals and the basics that so many times you go onto a recipe on YouTube, it looks really good, but you're at this level and they're talking to you at this level. And it's really hard for you to bridge that. So we are talking at this level. I'm going to be talking strictly about onions here because onions are such an important ingredient in your cooking, and it's probably my favorite ingredient. It really is. If you're doing something savory, if you're cooking meats, if you're roasting anything, onions are a delight. But you need to understand different onions are used for different things. Now, my brother, Reggie, hi Reggie, said, well, sometimes I just get an onion, it's really sweet, and other times I just, they're bitter or harsh. And he said, why? And I said, well, how do you select the onions? And what he pretty much said to me is, I just pick up an onion. Well, no, you have to know the difference to onions. So we're going to start out with the most basic, which is your brown onion. Now, this is very papery, as most onions are. You just peel that off, that's not a problem. You start getting down to the skin. Now, when you're going to use this onion I bought a while ago, and it's been in my pantry, and I can tell it's starting to root here. This is not something that you would find at the grocery store. They don't keep them that long. There's nothing wrong with this onion, nothing at all. So basically what you use this onion for is just about anything. So this onion is really the best onion that you're going to use for any of that cooking that I had just mentioned. Also for caramelizing. If you're going to use an onion for caramelizing, this is the baby that you want. It doesn't have very much sugar content in it, so it caramelizes beautifully. And I hope you know what caramelization is. If not, it's just when you slice these thin, you put them in butter, and you just kind of very slowly allow it to brown, and then it caramelizes. It gets that real beautiful caramel color, and they are so sweet. Now, I'm going to show you when you have something like this. It is not a problem at all. But this comes all the way through. It's a little bit stronger in flavor, all right? And sometimes can be a little bit bitter. So just pull it out, just like that. That's all you have to do. Now again, if this is a beautiful onion, if you're going to be doing any long cooking, something that's gonna be in the oven for a good period of time, or soups that you're doing, this is a beautiful onion to use. Then we have your white onion. This one is the brown onion is your least expensive. The white onion gets a little bit more expensive, but not much, not much. It's still very, very reasonable in price. And you can use this pretty much as you use the brown, you can use the white in there as well. Now, again, if you're going to do long cooking, you're better off with the brown, okay? But you can pretty much intermingle these two. And again, this one is going to be a little bit more expensive in your stores, probably around $1.49 as opposed to 99 cents. So for normal cooking, this might be the one that you want. Then you have your sweet onion. Now this can be a Maui, it can be a Texas sweet, it can be a Walla Walla, okay? These are delicious. Now, you can tell the difference just in the shape. This one is very oval, very pointed, and this one, unfortunately, looks like somebody sat on it, okay? That's just the way the onion grows. If you're going to make onion rings, oh, this one is good, so good, but not good for caramelizing. It's got too much sugar in it, so it's not going to caramelize well for you. But boy, all you need to do is just slice this thin, and I think I have a video up on, no, I don't have a video. I'll put a video up on how to make onion rings using the Maui. You can use anything, but your best onion ring is going to come from here. So you will distinguish this from the shape. And again, this will be a more expensive onion. Then you have your red onion, and your red onion is beautiful all the way through. So if you're going to eat a raw onion, this is a very good onion to eat. These two onions, not so much. They're harsh, they're bitter. These two onions, very, very sweet, very nice to eat. These are beautiful on a hamburger. They're beautiful in a salad. But this one I think is especially beautiful because it is so pretty and the color is so pretty. So when you dice these up and you put them in your salad, they look absolutely beautiful. Then you have your onions are called bunching onions, and don't cook with them unless you're going to do something like an oriental stir fry that's going to cook really quick. Then you can use these. Otherwise, no. But they're wonderful for salads. They really are a delicious onion. Now, I did not buy these. I did not grow these. I bought these. They were 99 cents for a bunch, but I typically grow them. I just didn't have any that were ready to pull out right now. You can grow them, you guys. They are so easy to grow. Even if you live in a small apartment that has a small little deck or a small home, you don't have much yard, just get a pot, fill it with some good soil, pop your seeds in, and they'll sprout like in 60 days. You've got these edible, delicious, wonderful. But don't try to do any long range cooking with these. That's not going to be your friend. All right, let me move my onions out of the way that I'm finished with, because we are now going to talk about shallots. Shallots are beautiful and they are superb. They're like they're a blend between a garlic and an onion. They're sweet, they're flavorful, they're delicate, and I use shallots a lot. Now I grow these as well, and you can too. However, the bunching onions in 60 days, you have something edible. Here you have got like 8 months to develop that puppy. So it's just annoying. So I'll show you what it looks like inside. So this is what this particular one looks like. Oftentimes you will get them and there will be more than one shallot. Just like a garlic has several cloves to it, many times the shallot will have the same. So we'll cut this open, and again, take a look. You've got that little sprout in the middle there. You might want to get rid of it. Again, nothing is going to be harmful if you don't, but it's a little bit more flavorful if you get that center out. And then you dice these, just dice them nice and small, add them to a salad. They are absolutely delicious. If you're making any kind of I make a mango salsa, and this is beautiful in that. I use a combination of this and red onions, and it's really pretty. Then you have your garlic. I think this, along with onions, is probably my most favorite. And I love the essence, I love the fragrance, and I love the taste. So when you have one of these, they come in cloves, as I'm sure you know, but just in case you don't, because we're beginners here, you break it open, get rid of your papery part, and there is your garlic clove. You just peel that off. Now typically, and that was very easy, so I'll show you again because that didn't give you a very good example. Wow, that went flying. All right, so here's a nice clove. What you want to do is get this papery part off of it. This is the root. So if you just cut down at the root, typically you can pull that papery part off, and now you have got a very usable piece of garlic right here, which is very simple. It's very simple, she says, as she struggles with this one. There it is. All right, now you can do a lot of things with garlic, and one of the things that I love most with garlic is I love it when it is pureed. It has a smooth texture, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a different video, but it has a smooth texture. Maybe I should show you that in this video. All right, I will come back to it at the end of this video, and I might show you how to puree these because it's really a cool thing to do. So then you just dice these up. These are wonderful for long time cooking. These are wonderful for short time cooking. They are wonderful for almost anything. I use a lot of garlic when I'm making any kind of Italian meal. I use it making Italian bread. When I'm making any kind of garlic bread, I use fresh garlic. Now you can buy it this way, which I have. And I buy this at Costco, and it's good. It really is. I use it. I prefer not to. So if I do have fresh, I use it. But if I'm out of the fresh, or I'm really pressed for time, I'll use this one. Now, what you want to do with this is you want to be able to crush it like that. See what that did? And then so easy just to mince it. Just like that. And you've got it ready to go. Then we have leeks. Leeks are beautiful. They are delicate. Oh, they are flavorful. I grew this, you guys. I grew this. And I'm going to be planting them again because leeks take a long time to grow. I mean, several months. So I'm going to be planting them again very soon. There's a specific way of planting leeks, and my really dear friend Christopher, who lives in England, and he's an avid gardener and has the most beautiful gardens around his home, he taught me how to do this. When you're in a grocery store, you will typically get a leek that has that much, because you're only using the white. It's usually about that much, very, very little, okay? On this one, you can use all the way up to here. So you're getting a real bang for your buck, considering I think there's like 92,000 leek seeds in one packet. So they're very good. And when you buy them at the grocery store, they have already cut this off, which is just fine. But they leave the leaves this long, and you're paying for those leaves. So when you can grow this, it's a lot easier to grow. What I want you to be aware of when you are growing these, I want you to look at how dirty they are. And they get dirty all the way through. So you have to be very careful. Unlike all of these, you can just cut them and use them. These you really want to get in and clean them. So go down into the center of it. Just like that. Can you see how much dirt is in there? You don't want to be eating that dirt. So just a quick rinse and you've got it all out and you're good to go. But these are absolutely delicious. So we are now back to the garlic. And yes, I think that adding that to this little video would be really good. So just give me 1 minute. I need to get a couple of things out, and then we are going to do some garlic. Well, all right, here's your bonus section. And I love it when you guys are just starting out, that there's so many things you can learn that are really flavorful and good for your cooking, but very, very economical as well. So I went to Costco and I bought this humongous bag of garlic, which is already peeled. So nice to have that done. And so I have put 1 cup of garlic in my blender here. I'm going to put a 2nd cup in, just like that. I'm going to put half a teaspoon You want something that's just going to give it a little bit of abrasiveness to it. And then about a half a teaspoon of olive oil. And let's see what we get out of that. Things work so much better when you plug them in. All right, let's see what we've got. Well, that just took a moment, but I want to see if it's enough. There's still chunks in there. You can see it's not all, see there's a chunk there. So what we want to do is just get it up from the bottom, give it a little bit of help here. Oh, it's really nice though, you guys. really nice. I think that should just about do it. Oh, it smells so good. Look at this. That is wonderful. And you can use that in anything, anything. Just scrape it out. Oh my goodness. This is fantastic. There is a garlic bread recipe that I have posted. If you haven't seen that recipe, you really need to go there because it's probably the best garlic bread I have ever eaten in my entire life. That's how good it is. And it calls for garlic paste, just like this. So if you have already got this made up ahead of time, what an easy recipe that is to make. Now look at what that gave us. It gave us just such a nice amount there. And it'll last in your refrigerator for a very long time. But if you're gonna hang on to my beginner series, it won't last that long because you're gonna be using it like crazy. Such a good thing. Right here between the garlic and the onions, I think those are probably my two favorite in making almost anything. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a lid on this, pop it in my refrigerator, and what I like to do too, and you're welcome to do this, is I put just a little bit of olive oil on the top, and that stops it from oxidizing. That means it's just not going to turn colors on you, it'll stay this nice color. So with that being said, my beginners, understand all onions are not alike. Understand you have onions for grilling, you have onions for slicing for hamburgers, you have onions to caramelize, you have onions that are going to be long cooking in your roasts and your stews. You have shallots, which are delicate. You have green onions, which are sort of salads and beautiful in salads. You have leeks, which are magnificent. So you have a huge variety of really exceptional vegetables to choose from in the onion family. So choose well, choose carefully and correctly. And if you get a little bit confused, just go back over the video again, come and visit me again. And I'm not going to say there's any ingredients below because there aren't any ingredients. Oh, there is for this, but I'll just tell you it's a cup of garlic, to a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of oil. That's it. Okay? So thank you. Many blessings to you, my beginners. And please come back. Please come back. Be sure to subscribe because I love having you with me in my kitchen. Thank you. Bye.